Hello Scorpio, and welcome to the Green Women Tarot. This is your reading for the 15th to the 29th of March 2021. That's pretty much the second half of March this year, and it's a general reading just to see what sort of energies are around you at this time, to see what's on the cards for you. But before we delve into the tarot reading, I need to consult the Oracle, and I'm using the Botanical Inspirations Oracle today to draw a couple of cards for you just to start your reading off with. So let's see what words of wisdom the mysterious Oracle has for Scorpio for the 15th to the 29th of March 2021. What messages are here for Scorpio for the second half of March 2021? It's getting a bit untidy. What does Scorpio need to know now? Oh gosh, okay. So two cards flew out right at the end and I'll use them. You've got Nasturtium, Victory and Conquest, nice. And you've got Tulip, Friendship and Gratitude. So that looks really positive. Victory and Conquest and Friendship and Gratitude, and I'll read you the little things. He who controls others may be powerful, but he who has mastered himself is mightier still, by Lao Tzu. So that's lovely, you know, the power you get, the sense of power and exhilaration at accomplishing something you've set out to accomplish, that victory and conquest and is wonderful, but more important is to still maintain that sense of humility rather than allowing power to go to your head. So victory and conquest, lovely. And then you've got the tulip bringing you friendship and gratitude. Let us be grateful for the people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. So it's even though you achieve something and you have that power and victory at a conquest, there's that gratitude that you need for people who support and love you, who make you happy. So it looks lovely, lovely energies for you to begin with. But let's see where the rest of the reading goes. Let's see what's on the cards for Scorpio for the 15th to the 29th of March 2021. Oopsie, didn't hold that right. What messages are here for Scorpio for the second half of March 2021? What does Scorpio need to know now? Oops. And this is the Mythical Creatures Tarot, which I'll be using for you today to do my usual 8-card spread with. And that's the first two cards depicting you, where you are now in your current situation. And then the next two cards will highlight the challenges that you face at this time and may well link to what's brought you here. And then the next two cards offer some guidance from Spirit, with the final two cards revealing your possible outcome to this period. So let's see what you get. To start with, you have the Nine of Wands, that final push to success. And you have the Five of Cups. And then your challenges is the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Wands, getting that completion. And then you have the Four of Cups and the Eight of Wands as your guidance from Spirit. And then you have the Page of Cups and the 9 of coins, beautiful, as your outcome. And you have the devil at the bottom of the deck. Yep. So it does seem that there's the main focus for this period is on achievement, work, creativity, but it's underlined by emotional aspects. And you know, the devil is about it's sort of, the devil asks you to question, are you giving your power away to something else? Are you being lured into a false sense of pleasure, enjoyment, security, but which may reveal itself to be toxic later? But where you are now, there's this, I get a sense for a lot of you, you've been aiming for something, you've been working hard towards something, and you're at that stage where you have to put in that last final push. You're feeling that sense of attainment, and perhaps it comes with exhaustion, and you may feel you've been wounded to some extent on the way, but with that final push, it will bring you towards your goal. And why I say you may feel you've been wounded is because right next to this you've got the 5 of Cups, which speaks about a sort of sense of imbalance, sadness, mourning, a degree of loss. But all is not lost. If you focus on what is still upright, what is still remaining, you can move towards where you want to be. So I get a sense that you've got what it takes, you're almost there, but there's a distraction, there's some sense of loss, some sense of mourning, of regret that may be clouding your judgment at this point, may be holding you back, may have you wondering whether you're moving in, whether you can get to where you want to go, or whether you're moving in the right direction. Because you got here as your challenge the 7 of Swords, which is about deception, expansion of the mind, certainly, but it sort of, it speaks of stealth may be needed, but certainly you need to question whether you're deceiving yourself about something, because of the devil card at the bottom of the deck. It sort of suggests that you need to be sure that you are communicating clearly and seeing things clearly, and not being self-deluded or deluded by someone else, that things are not what they seem, that things are fine, that things are more stable than they are. And I mean, it's right above the 5 of Cups, so I get a sense that you may already be aware of something that's hurt you, some sort of deception that you need to deal with. And this, you know, as I said, this is expansion of the mind. It's making you think, it's making you consider, it's making you question whether you're giving over your power to something unworthy. And that's your challenge, working through that, questioning that. And facing the truth. And then you've got the 10 of Wands as well, which is sort of that sense of, you may have at this point a sense of burden, a sense of heaviness at the responsibility you've taken on. The 10 of Wands is about responsibility, burden, difficult, the weight of carrying something a long way towards a goal, which may be well worth it, but at this point it's a challenge to you now, the weight of it, the heaviness, especially if you've endured some disappointment that's connected to deception. So your guidance cards, this suggests, you know, it's certainly have this time of introspection and considering things, reflecting on things, reflecting on you, on how you've reacted, on what you've been through, but don't get lost in that, because if you get lost in too much introspection and too much emotion at this point, you may well miss out on a golden opportunity that's almost like divinely presented to you. So certainly reflect on all this, work through it, because you need to clear your mind. You need to clarify things and find that that potential that you can still work with. Find that offer that is presented to you at this point. And once you're able to do that, things will open up. This sort of suggests that even though you may be feeling tired now, you know, when you almost reach the top of a hill and you think you just can't go any further, you feel the pain in your legs as you've been climbing and climbing. This suggests suddenly things will rush forward. You'll get that sense of momentum. You'll get that sense of direction again. Communication's opening up. As you know, and you may well then feel that release of pressure and see that opportunity, that potential, and get a sense of unimpeded action as you move towards your goal, towards towards your victory, your conquest. And it brings you to the Page of Cups. Speaks of finding that potential, that fascination, and sort of like going with it and beginning to put it into material form. The Page of Cups sort of speaks of fascination, of curiosity and creativity welling up again. And I get a sense here of, you know, your emotions being quite intense at this point, but you know, more overall, you know, being able to take this potential, this opportunity that's offered to you, and begin to work with it, begin to put it into something, and feeling, you know, joyous at that sense of freedom, of unimpeded action, of things opening up. And I'm also getting a sense here that communication opens up, and it's important to communicate clearly. And it brings you to a sense of accomplishments, a sense of achievement. This is a card of sort of attaining that sense of independence, that getting that feeling of being on secure ground again, and of having attained something of comfort, something of value, something that offers you security, stability, and comfort. And that's your victory, your conquest. So it's sort of like, it feels like for many of you, you've endured a bit of a struggle. You've worked really hard. You've put your intent and your willpower into something quite big, something that was something of a far-reaching goal. And it's paid its price. You've felt a sense of loss. You felt it's come at a cost, and an emotional cost that you've felt, and you've questioned whether this is worth it, whether this has been a gambit, a foolish thing to have gone for, whether you've now chained yourself down to some conquest, some purpose, some journey that you questioning whether it's worth it, whether it's true, or whether it's just become something that's bound you down, something that's turning toxic and unstable. But you know, if you're able to lift yourself up from too much introspection and too much emotional reflection, you'll see the opportunity arriving, that final push, and that sense of suddenly barriers being moved out of your way, obstacles moved out of your way, and a sense of unimpeded action and movement, momentum, and communications opening up. And you're able to then harness this possibility and feel the joy and fascination for it, and get a sense of how it is fulfilling for you, and it brings you to a point of stability, security, independence. And, you know, the Page of Cups as well, I think it sort of reflects that at this point you connect again with people that are dear to you. You get that sense of gratitude at the support and love they've given you through all this. You know, you get, because here at the beginning you may lose that sense, that there's a sense of disconnection with love, and it's sort of, I get the feeling that you sort of reconnect again, and that's part of the joy, part of the fascination, and then this attainment, this sense of having built something up, having done all the practical steps and things that you need to do in order to secure yourself a bounty, a harvest, a sense of security, stability, and that you've attained it through your own self-discipline, your own efforts. So all that doubt and sense of sorrow and loss dissipate as you achieve your goal, as you reach your victory and conquest. And that's lovely. Just really beautiful energies for you. So it's sort of like really attaining your goal at last. A quest, a difficult quest coming through for you. So there you have it, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed your reading and that it resonates with you. And if so, please remember to hit the like, share and subscribe buttons, and then have yourself a good week, a good 2 weeks, and God bless you till we meet again.